Oh, hey there. I'm Hillary Goldstein, Editor-in-Chief of IGN Xbox 360, here with a video review of Bully, Scholarship Edition. Oh, calm down, you.
You must be the Hopkins boy.
Where'd you come from?
We've been expecting you.
Bully Scholarship Edition for 360 is a remake of the PS2 version that came out about a year and a half ago, and it's been rebuilt with a brand new engine so that it looks a little bit nicer. So you can see there's some really great textures, better looking faces, better character models. There is some slowdown and some texture popping for sure, but it definitely looks better than it did on the PS2. And also Rockstar has added 8 new missions into the game as well, and there are 4 new classes that you can attend in school. And there's also a competitive offline mode, so you can battle your friends in some mini-games. Now, if you haven't played Bully before, you don't know anything about it, forget the idea of it being GTA in a school. This is actually a T-rated game, so while there's a little bit of cursing and there's certainly plenty of violence, there's no blood, you don't kill anybody, you don't rob cars, you don't get a gun, none of that kind of stuff. In fact, this is kind of a John Hughes version of what a Grand Theft Auto game would be. So this is kind of like the Breakfast Club in a lot of ways, except you get to play as the Judd Nelson delinquent the entire time. The game is broken up into several chapters, and in the first chapter, you as Jimmy Hopkins are dropped off at Bulworth Academy by your mom and your new stepdad, and they just abandon you. And you're stuck in this horrible school with these corrupt teachers and these prefects who are basically looking to bust you for anything that you might do wrong. And you've also got a bunch of different cliques of kids, just like you would have in any John Hughes movie. So you got the preppies, you've got the greasers, you've got the nerds, and you're pretty much standing outside of all them. So at the beginning, everybody hates you, but as you do different missions and do different tasks for people, you're going to earn or lose respect with the different groups, and they'll react to you differently. So, you know, eventually you'll get guys who will actually join you in fights when you're if they see you in a battle because you're their friend. At other times, you're going to piss people off so that if you pass them in the hall, they're just going to come right at you. Now, Bulworth is a school, so there are going to be classes that you're going to want to attend. Now, classes are optional. You can always be truant and play hooky, but that's the kind of stuff that ends up getting you a job as an IGN editor, and you don't want that. You want a good life for yourself. But if you do decide to go to class, they're basically a bunch of different mini-games, and the cool thing about the class structure is that passing the different classes is actually going to earn you stuff in the game. Now, it might earn you some cool costumes, but there's also going to do stuff like get you bonuses when you kiss girls to your health. So basically you can make out with girls and get extra health before you go and do missions. So going to class is actually a smart idea because you get benefits from it, but it's completely optional. You could ignore it if you want and just play through the missions as you will. It's really up to you. It's an open world. Now once you get through the first chapter and you kind of get established in the school, the gates open up and you're allowed to go into the city of Bulworth. And it's actually a fairly large city, so there's quite a lot to do. You can go and get tattoos, you can get different hangouts which will have arcade games that you can play. You can just do random missions for other people, and there are actually a lot of kids outside of the school grounds that you're going to have to deal with. The preppies have a boxing gym, so you're going to have one challenge where you've got to go and beat their best guy in a boxing match to prove yourself to them. Bully really takes all the different scenarios that you face in high school, you know, wanting to be popular, wanting to kiss the pretty girl, you know, wanting to avoid class, you know, always getting in trouble with authority, seeing how much you can cross the line, just wanting to have a lot of fun. It takes all of those elements. The only thing it really is missing is prom. Now, if you've played Bully on PS2, there's really not that much here that's going to add to your experience. The 8 missions that they've added are actually fairly short, as most of the missions in Bully are, so it's not going to add too much playtime for you. But if you've never played Bully before, this is actually a really charming game that you should definitely think about picking up. It's specially priced at only $50, and that's pretty much a steal for a game like this.
I'm gonna show you who's the smartest!
There's just tons and tons of things to do in the game that will absorb your time. Really, this is the kind of game that you can get into, play for a good month, really have fun with, and then, you know, wake up one morning and find out that GTA 4 has come out. So it's a good carryover for you. This is what happens when you show up late for work. So, that was a look at Bully Scholarship Edition coming out for Xbox 360. It's almost as much fun as beating the crap out of Nate here. So if you have yourself a 360 and you don't have a Nate Ahern to beat up on, you might as well get yourself a copy of Bully. It's pretty good.